This is an overview of how to install the aprs tracking units. You can see here they come in an ammo can painted bright orange with the antenna, which is mag mount, and the GPS, which is also magnetically mounted. The SSID will be written on the top in white tape, and then there are little Velcro wire ties to keep the extra slack tied up when the cans are in storage. If you take a look here, the first thing you're going to want to do is uncoil the actual cables and get all the slack out of it. You can kind of see here the hinge on the ammo can, which just lifts up if you want to open it. The next video is going to show how to open it. You simply pull up on this bottom end of the tab and then the can will open. You pull it up, pull it out, and then use the wire bail down here with your other hand to pop the lid off, and it'll just prop open. Next, we'll take a look. Once you open it, to make sure that the radio stays cool, you need to fold that tab inside to make the lid stay propped open, and that simply is just going to happen by folding it under and then partially closing the can back. It'll stand on its own, and that'll make sure that there's plenty of ventilation when it's transmitting from the aprs tracking unit. Now, after you've got it ventilated, you're probably going to want to place it in the floor of the vehicle, and when it's in the floor, you then run your wires, making sure to keep drip loops on the GPS and the antenna. You can see here the cable is lower, so any condensation or water is going to fall on the floor. Same thing with the antenna and the GPS. And then you route it out using pipe insulation, and you can see that's rolled up in the window. You want to keep some spacing between your aprs antenna and your voice antenna if possible. You can see the GPS is mounted here, which is on the door frame. The cable is not very long for the GPS, so it's unlikely you'll be able to mount it on the roof. If you don't want to mount it outside, alternatively, you can put the GPS unit on the edge of the dashboard, which can be seen here, and that's just run along, and you don't have to worry about a drip loop there if it's on the edge. Make sure you avoid putting it on top of the airbag in case there's an accident. You don't want that flying up and hitting you in the face. Next, we're going to show the window rolled up there. I've got a drip loop on the outside for both the GPS and the antenna. If you also have your voice radio, you can also roll that up with the pipe insulation, making sure to keep drip loops on all your wires to keep moisture out. That configuration for the GPS will work. If you can get it on top, that's great, but that might not be possible. And the only other thing you need to know is how to turn it on. You simply flip the switch, the LED will illuminate, it'll acquire a GPS fix, and then begin transmitting. You also have a battery tester. They're kind of cheap, they somewhat work, but the batteries should last for the entire race. If you're going to sit idle for a long period of time or take a lunch break, you can simply flip the switch and turn off the tracking unit so you're not transmitting during your break time. And that concludes the aprs tracker installation. If you're unsure how to package it back up, please be careful when closing the box not to pinch any wires, and make sure that everything is routed correctly. If you're unsure, just come back to headquarters and we can do it for you. Thank you.